Okay, been hanging for a day, 2 days would have been better, but we just want to go ahead and get out of the way. I still tell it's kind of flabby, and it's going to work. We're done cutting for the day, so as far as deer is concerned, so from here on out, this ain't going to affect anybody's meat, for those of y'all in question. But anyways, we're just going to take it down and get it on the table. Also, we got the hide right here, as y'all seen, we took it, skinned it off. We've already given it a good rinsing. We've let it sit here and hang up and everything. So be looking for that video too. You already seen that skin one, so let's get on with it. This thing was 38 pounds when we started. It is now 15 pounds. And we ain't even got the bones out of it yet. So I'm telling you, a beaver is mostly guts. But there's still 15 pounds sitting here. So I mean, if you're going to take this and like roast the whole thing or put the whole thing in the oven or just cut it up in like small roast, literally quarter it up, it would still work for that. And matter of fact, some people, they'll come right here in the back, just right in front of the legs and cut it off, and they said this is pretty much the only good part on the beaver. I think they're full of crap. That's just me. But anyways, we know what it weighs now, and that scale is zeroed out -1.5 for the lug here. So that wouldn't, just in case you're wondering about that, this beaver does weigh about that 15 pounds. The lug had no effect on his weight there. So anyways, let's get the thing in now. Move that scale out the way. That's your knife, not mine. And a sharp knife goes a long way on a beaver. I'm just going to be honest with you. But anyways, come in right here. Start taking off some of his belly meat and such. And beavers, they're better just for grinding, in my personal opinion. They make such good grounds, and the fat on the beaver is actually really good. A lot of people hardly believe that, but that is the truth on them. I mean, it's a good clean fat. A beaver is actually a fairly clean animal. A lot of people don't know that. They see them out in the mud and stuff all the time. They're not really eating the mud. They're eating a nice, clean bark. And pretty much you are what you eat. What you eat reflects the flavor of your meat. So they're actually a really good, clean animal. They just work in some dirty stuff. But anyways, we'll go on about this way, taking a ham off. Just like on a deer, you feel where that joint's at, and their hip comes way up here. Now on a deer, you think that hip would be right in here somewhere, but that hip comes way up. You can actually see where I'm pinching in here and how the whole hip is moving. So once again, they're a weird little animal. Right here. And they've also got a real beautiful dark meat. I like how the meat looks on them. If you can see how dark that is. It's almost purple. But anyways, that's one fillet out. And that's 2 fillets out. Now then, if you know where that hip's at, come on the inside of it. And it's just like breaking down a deer. You find that ball joint, crack it open. And then angle that knife, not straight down, but back in, just like on a deer. There's your back leg off one. The tail is also aggravating, because this meat comes way up on the inside of it here too. And I'm just kind of like when you're wringing out, I guess the rectum and stuff, same concept. Just get in there, keep cutting it out. There's a piece of meat laying right in there. Trim away some of that blood. You're good to go. Just like so. Now for the tail. Gonna follow just one side. There's a little ridge sticks up in the middle, just like the ridge that goes in the bottom, just like the ridge that goes on the back. Just using the tip of that knife, just coming on around. You don't need to hit it too hard, you'll dull your knife, but you do need to hit it. Once you feel the edge of it, turn that knife back around, just like so. And you see how this tailbone lays right here. Just like that, same thing on the other side. May flip it around. Using just that tip. Okay, as far as we can do for now, come right here, following that hip bone around. There's that ball joint. Angle that knife back. There we go. There's your other hand. Now, normally all these ribs will not be busted, but somebody run it over. So, normally you just hit them ribs and just glance right off of it. And I'm still going to, but I'm going to be a little more careful. About like taking bacon off at this point, or taking off belly meat. And that's all blood in there. This ain't normal, people. Just grin about it and you go on. And get down in there, keep hugging them. You want to try to aim for that backbone, because them back straps is up in there. And there it is right there. And just like I was telling y'all earlier, you hug it all the way around, hit it. And since I'm already down here, I'm just going to go ahead and make a cut right here. I'll have to come back to that here in a second. Just keep cutting off, go in there, follow off that backbone, come on down. I'm actually just going to whack his back strap in half. There's a quarter. Like I said, I know it's a little bloody, sorry about that. But anyhow, roll it around. It's actually back strap right in there too. But anyhow. You notice I keep pushing the tip of my blade towards them bones there. You want them hugging them bones. Just a little bit at a time, using the tip of your knife. There's that back strap, exposed, not good, dark meat. There's that part out. Now, we can finish up what we started on the back. So, just like taking it off a deer, get that. Using just tip of that knife. And come on off with it. There we go. You see where the hip comes up right in here too. So anyways, going to repeat that on the other side. Anyways, in case y'all can't tell, I've got a business call coming, so hang on. Okay, sorry about that, everybody. But anyways, we're back to business as usual. And beavers do got a weird hip structure compared to everything else. You just better be prepared for that. As I was talking with a woman about this before we got started, and I'm telling you, they're weird little creatures on this hip. It's like they got all these. It's like they got two little channels right in here. They're funny. That's just all there is to it. But just keep working, tip that knife, working that meat off. There we go. Now for the tail. See this ridge? It runs right up the middle of the spine right here. Just right between the fingers right there. We've already done that on the bottom of the tail kind. You can actually see it makes like an X right in here, hopefully. We've already got it off of these two sides. Now we're just going to finish up the top and meet our original cuts. And it's almost like his back strap just keeps running down in there. It's kind of goofy looking. Just gonna take it off like that. We're gonna try to do the same thing over here. There we go. And there's a carcass mostly boned out, and you can come back and be just as nitpicky as you want to be with it, but for me that's good enough. I ain't gonna mess with the diaphragm. But there's the meat off a beaver. And you can take this and boil this down. This will make a good soup. This will make good anything. This beaver meat is exceptional for those of y'all that ain't never tried it before. But there you go. So now it's just a matter of getting over here and just going through your pile. And like I said, I have absolutely nothing against the fat on the beaver. I personally think it's wonderful, so I'm going to leave it on there. It's like I said, it's personal use anyways. But however, I mean, if somebody did kill a beaver and wanted me to process it for them, I mean, I can legally do that too. So, you know, we're up for options on that. But anyways, I'm going to go through here, getting the grinder ready. Alrighty. Bit of blood and such here. Just kind of trim it up, make it look nice. And if he'd have hung one more day, he wouldn't necessarily been this bad. But, so anyways, now we'll steal this knife up. Now you've got some weird structures now. But see, I'm just hugging that bone and coming off of it. I'm going to leave this kneecap in here. I don't want it. It ain't going to chew very well. Down one side. And you see where the bone lays right here. Just going to come in, hug that bone, come out. Come on this other side. Just keep going on around. And they got a double bone down here like a chicken wing there. They got a bone on this side and a bone on that side. Y'all know what that's like, I guess. This grinder ready. And like we said, there ain't nothing else like them because they got a little bone that pops out here. Like most of them got a slick femur that comes down. They got a knot on their femur. They're just weird little creatures, I'm telling you. They ain't. When we say there ain't nothing like them, there ain't nothing like them, okay? But anyway, that's basically boned out. You could do better, but like I said, we ain't got off worried about it. And I know there's glands in there, but I ain't got off worried about them neither. Like I said, this is private use, so I'm just gonna whack it on up. Alright, now on to the next one. Piece of the tail. Because who don't want a piece of tail? He's grinning behind the camera, y'all, trust me. He thought that was hilarious.
That's spicy, I like it.
Alrighty. Trim up some of his blood and such. Alrighty, and it's the same thing over here. Hug that bone. Just fiddling with the tip of your knife. Don't try to pressure or anything. Just let it happen. Like a good relationship, just let it happen. Do the same on this side. Leaving that kneecap alone best we can. There's a little femur bone. That's gonna be good enough. Okay, these back straps, that sinew ain't gonna be that bad, but if you wanted to, you can turn around and fish skin it like this. It actually turns out pretty good. But either way, that grinder will eat that up just fine. Here's more of it right here. Same thing, it's got that little silver skin on the back. If you want. Anyways, on to the shoulders now, and we're gonna do what we can. Alrighty. Let's see just how bloody it is. Not that bad. There's that back of that shoulder blade exposed. Off the edge of it. There's a good piece of it exposed already. Anyways, they're just like any other blade bone. Go in there to get that ridge, turn it up, and there's that section cleaned out. You can go to the other side, do the same thing, go in there and come out. Just like so. Ain't much meat, but it is in there. And it's just a matter of cutting it all off the bone. And I got them weird knots on this front piece right here too. There's a knot right there in the center. Right there. So this is an aggravating little thing. Well, howdy. Doing okay?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah, the kid wants some chair.
Okay. But first of all, we got an 8.5 pound meat yield off this beaver. Like I said, he started out at 38 pounds. That's guts in and everything. Now, granted, it's a little bit of roadkill, and if you want a little more fat in there, if you used to take it and like when you go to flesh the hide and save all the flesh and there's a little bit of meat on there and there's a good amount of fat on there, it would have bumped your yield up. So you might would have got 12 pounds out of it. So they're about like any other animal. You roughly get a third meat yield out of them when they're not run over. So anyways, what we're gonna do now, we know this is 8 pounds. This is a brand new jerky seasoning pack.